just smears or spinach of it. There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Flies where the page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's flies where the page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. You can film as a pilot, stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching MySpace. Yes, we do. Put your bonehead shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. Here we go now. Mike's Red Page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's Red Page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
All right, what's up? Sometimes Louis says hi. We're going to show Louis here in a second. How about that? Happy Friday. TGIF for many of you and us and me. We won't be streaming live tomorrow or Sunday. We've kind of done this Monday through Friday thing forever. I'm not really sure why we did that. We only do the weekends when there's a storm. And there's no storm. It's Labor Day. It's Labor Day weekend. I was 17, bought some Coke and some gasoline. That's the TikTok video of the weekend. All the kids doing it was Labor Day weekend. I was 17. Bought some Coke and some gasoline. Anyway, we're going to say hello for a few minutes. This is Louis. Sometimes Louis says hi. Louis says hi. Yesterday, Louis wasn't here. He was at the vet getting a bath, got his nails cut. Got a little doctor visit. Doctor said he was doing very good. Healthy. So that's good. Let's see if I can get my Facebook to open up here. It always takes a minute to get out of the reels, I figured out. So we'll say hi for a minute, then we'll pop over to Facebook. So hello, YouTube. We are streaming live from Oldsmar, Florida. Talking weather. Tabletop Greek. I don't know, man. You're going to get some rain. I don't think we're going to have anything tropical from that low pressure, but we'll watch it, obviously, right? Hank Jr., heck yeah, Rose and Ranch. What, did he sing that song too? I love it. Hank Jr. is still doing really good stuff right now. I ran across Cody Jinks. I like him. What's up, Shelly McCaskill? Panama City Beach. Is it cool up in Panama City Beach? Just Derek, I'm not sure what the XP thing is. I'm not really a big YouTuber. I'm trying to learn it. We got our Brew Crew running. We got some new folks over at Brew Crew. Kimberly, good morning. We got our party tonight. We're going to get into that here in a second. They're over there talking about sunshine or moonshine. Halloween Horror Nights. Holy moly, are you kidding me? Are we already doing that? Oh my gosh. Does that mean it's like the end of the year? Halloween Horror Nights. Let's see if I can refresh my page now. Hopefully I can see comments on Facebook. It's weird. It's opening up on a reel for me. Then I give it a minute and then it's fine. There we go. Now I can see clearly now. Facebook popping up. All right. Hello, Facebook. Now I can read you too. Now it's perfect. Everything is perfect in the world. Holy moly. All right. Halloween Horror Nights. I guess that means hurricane season's over. No, it's not. We're not even halfway there yet. But according to the internet, hey Gus, morning. Morning, Patrick. According to the internet, hurricane season's over. Every year, hurricane season's over until it's not. We had 60 days of nothing back in August, July and August, and then Ian came. Ooh, Ian. 2022 only had 2 storms that year that really made any impact to the continental U.S. 2 storms in 2022, Ian and Nicole. We don't get a lot of storms that hit. We just have that couple that hit. Last year was an exception. We had a lot of storms that hit, and they hit more than just coastal areas. But as we've been talking about all week, there's definitely signs of the season waking up here September, October. So I am not ruling out that we're going to have stuff to track here as we near Talladega. Right? What do you think, Louie? What do you think, little puppy? Oh, my little buddy. Today's Hurricane Katrina. It's all over the internet. I'm not going to post anything on it. There's tons of stuff out there. I feel like if I don't talk about every storm, then it seems like we have an anniversary every day now. Harvey was yesterday. Was Harvey yesterday? I don't know. Laura was a couple days ago. Every day we have an anniversary. We've had a lot of bad hurricanes since 2010. Oh, Doug, you're welcome. You were the one that shared. Was that over on X? That was an amazing picture. We had a tornado warning yesterday in middle part of Florida. Palm Coast South, right? Louis still sleeping, Stacy. The OG's the man. All right. So it is the weekend in Florida. A couple things. We got a lot of stuff happening this weekend with Mike's weather page. Okay, first and foremost, if you live in Florida, where do you go? Florida. ABC. Fine Wine and Spirits. Not only are they family owned and operated, they support us here, and they're big fans, so we appreciate that. Got 2 days. I'll be at the Florida's largest home show. If you're heading that way, I guess my billboards have my ugly mug on it across Tampa Bay, but I'll be hanging out noon to 3, at least 3, maybe probably later, maybe earlier, if we get there earlier, but officially noon to 3 Saturday and Sunday. So come on by. We might have the dogs Sunday. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll be talking hurricanes. We're going to be giving away some koozies and stickers, and I got some stuff from Furman we're giving away, and yeah, if you want to come by and say hey and talk weather, I'll talk weather as long as you want. I love talking weather. So I appreciate the whole show. I've been over there 3 or 4 times now over the years, and love that crew. It's kind of a storm-based show, rebuilding, being resilient. So anyway, I'll be there. Tonight we have our big party at Tampa Bay Brewing Company. That was long ago yesterday. There's your brother. There's the can. The can came out phenomenal. I hope you got to see the video of the canning. It was crazy cool how the whole process is done. But we'll be there tonight, 5 to 7 p.m. We'll be giving away koozies and stickers tonight. Come by and get your first batch of Spaghetti Model IPA and hang out. They have great food there. You can stay and eat. Awesome food. Best calzone on the planet. An amazing Greek salad, too. But the weather's going to be good, too, in Tampa. So come on by tonight. It's our big beer release party. Tampa Bay Brewing Company. You can come by and see the dogs. You can see the new dog, Little Longo, and Louie. It'll be fun. No Shelly. Shelly can't make it this time. Oh, there's our screenshot. There's the current satellite. We're going to talk about the front that's been lingering for what seems like the whole summer. This has been the year of the lingering front. Poho had a tornado. Where's that at? Is that Florida? Is that was it official? I don't know. I have to look back at the Storm Prediction Center site and see if SPC has it listed yet. Yo, what's up, buddy? Yo. Gotta screw your name up every time, buddy. How you been, man? We got an end of the year party. We're doing it Margaritaville. We're going to talk about that more as this time comes. December 6th, Friday night. We're going to have a big band and invite everybody for that one. So hope to see you for that. We'll just say Mr. Diaz, the cigar smoking brother from another mother. Good to hear, buddy. Crazy time, right? All right, so we got tropics to talk about. We're going to pop in and look at comments as we go along, but I don't really want to get into it. So this lingering front's been putting out a lot of rain, man. We had a big old bubble of convection across 40 yesterday. It's going to be that pattern all weekend, unfortunately. Here's the radar for the southeast. Currently, we got a big blob nearing the Florida-Georgia line, Brunswick, Savannah area. Jacksonville might get a little bit. Michael, Stephen, and upper Gulf. This is happening now. Lingering frontal line. We got a little bit of this is frontal line juice up top. This is normal juice on the bottom, and no juice in the middle. Here's that big blob. We got a lot of flood warnings across Louisiana and eastern Texas there. So that's happening now. Big rain. Look which way it's going, to the coast. So a lot of rain, man. It's been crazy, these fronts. I'm telling you. 31 degrees in Michigan this morning. BK, living the best life in Mexico. Hey, Jay, I got your message, buddy. Joe in Orlando. Yeah, unfortunately, it'll be the same pattern as yesterday. Just don't know when or where. You can't change any plans. It's going to rain somewhere. You just don't know where that rain's going to pop. It's just we got a lot of juice in the air. A lot of lightning. South Florida yesterday. Rosen, yep. So... Oh, hey, Joanne over there. Yeah, I did. Did you see my post from Daytona? I got to speak with all the kids over there. It was great. RC Demo Derby. Where the heck? Strickland Park. What's up, Mike Smith? RC Demo Derby. That sounds fun. I used to do that with Legos. I put together Legos as a kid, and we'd like sit in the my mom and dad's kitchen that they lived. My dad's still there now. We would crash these Lego trucks into each other, and pieces would be flying everywhere. It was awesome. I just had a flashback. I used to build it like the semi-truck, a big box. All right, this just came out. We got a new hazards outlook. Unfortunately, that green means heavy rain, 8:31 through 9:2. That is your Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Heavy rain out in Texas. Hazardous heat, South Texas. But really the big story is this lingering front. A lot of rain hanging out. Stinks. Holiday weekend. I mean, it's better than a hurricane. But is it Butler, PA, Randy, but anyway, Joe, thank you, buddy. Yeah, that sounds great, man. Lake City for your softball, Thomas. God, I remember those days. We played Lake City a bunch. I miss it. Morning, Fort Morgan, Alabama. How about the USF game last night? They did pretty good. Historically, what area has been hit the most? Cat 3 and above. That is interesting, Matthew. I got a really cool site. You could probably do some research on that specifically. But if you go to the site here and look at past tracks right here. Right there, past tracks. It's a very awesome website that you can basically... I start out with Cone US. It's a big... and then you can... look, in fact, I never did follow through that post I wanted to do yesterday. I forgot. I got sidetracked. Here's the continental U.S. And let's see. I'm kind of curious now. Then we'll get into the tropics. We do have one little spot out there. So we can look at, oh, God, there you go. What is that? That's every storm that ever hit. That's eating up my Chrome for sure. So we can go to category, take away extra tropical storms, go to category 3. God, there's still a ton. Those are category 3s. I don't know if that helped or not. I don't know. How about I don't even know what we would go to Cat 4. There's your Cat 4s. So anyway, you can have some fun with that. You can change years around. Let's just do like 2010 to 2024. These are Cat 4. These are storms at one time they were Cat 4. So there you go. I mean, obviously the golf. Obviously the golf. The golf. The golf. The golf. Obviously the golf. But it's a cool sight if you want to play around with that. So, all right. Here's that blob I was talking about yesterday. Jeez, it was incredible, man. So we had a tornado, and then all of a sudden these storms started popping in the middle part of the state, and this woof. So it was a pretty active night. A lot of lightning, a lot of storms, a lot of flooding. Could see the same pattern. Anytime you get this lingering front, warm front, lingering front, you're going to get these random popcorn storms that really get going. And you just don't know where they're going to go. But they're going to get going. Here's kind of a nutshell. Let's just talk about, they got tropics here real quick, I promise. Here is the what's cooking. So here's today. Here's that front. Middle state eastward again. Here's that big clump of upper Gulf. That front's just lingering today. Here's tomorrow. Lingering front again, same pattern. You just don't know where it's going to rain. Whole upper Gulf, Texas to Florida there. North of this line is beautiful. Fall-like conditions, low 80s, low humidity. It's a front. There's another front coming. Look at this. Another front coming. Unbelievable. Sunday, there's that next front. It's going to merge with this front. But, you know, there you go, man. It's just a lingering front. It's just juicy out there. You got to plan your day around your radar. That's all. You just don't know who's going to get it. But you can pretty much see the darker green. This is Sunday. Labor Day weekend. Could be a lot of rain down in Florida on Monday as this front lingers. And then Tuesday next week, slowly gets a little push here from another front. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. I mean, look at that. Wednesday, the damn thing. I called it an official snowbird. Here's Thursday next week. And then another front finally comes into play. But look at this. We got 70s for a high next Friday. I mean, that's the story right there. All right. Here's your rainfall totals through next Tuesday. You can see that the middle state, eastward, upper Gulf. Now these are blended rainfall totals. They don't tell you that isolated can be a lot more. It's just kind of overall picture. Everybody's going to get at least an inch in the next few days. And daily, kind of showed you this here. Let's talk about today. Here's your rainfall today. Heavy on the upper Gulf. Here's tomorrow. So, you know, not a lot for the west side of the state. But again, heavy rain upper Gulf. Heavy rain more south Georgia there. Into Georgia, East Coast. Here's your Sunday rains right here. Bam, right there. Why don't we go into 12Z? There it is, 12Z. Here's Sunday. Monday. Whatever. Hey, if you're north of this line, it's awesome. Darlington looks good. All right, enough of that. We know it's going to rain. Temperatures this morning, I did want to point out, it's incredible, man. We got 50s all the way down into Georgia, Alabama there, but we had 30s this morning. Look at this. We had 30s this morning. 31 degrees in Michigan somewhere. Isn't that nuts? Usually in the 60s. Today's Jimmy Buffett Day. Are you kidding me? Alexa, is today Jimmy Buffett Day?
I don't know that.
What do you know? I'll take your word on it, Jamie. We were camping at Margaritaville in Auburndale the day he passed. That's pretty cool. Didn't know what today was. We'll play a lot of Jimmy Buffett today. When is it?
September 1st, 2023 is when he died.
Oh, anyways. Oh, Cass is Manatee County removing still damage from Milton. Torrential rain, yeah. You're on the better side, Cass. The middle eastern side, or western side, eastern side of the state is definitely getting more than Manatee County is. All right, there's that. Tropic talking soon. Look at this. Another cold front next week. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Colder than normal next week. I don't know, man. It's just boom, all of a sudden, like summer's over. Sooner or later. Oh, there's the blob again. That's X. I don't know why I'm on X there. There we go. All right. So there's our blob. That's what we're going to talk about from here on out. Everybody's Alexa went off. I'm not very impressed with Alexa. I don't know. That was like the first AI thing, and now we got so many other ones out there. Alexa, are you smarter than AI?
You're a human, one of the smartest beings in the known universe.
I'm a human. I'm a human. So here we go. So we're talking about this wave. Oh my God, these are exhausting. We tracked Aaron for what seemed like a month. This thing hasn't even left Africa yet. It's a low pressure area that's expected to emerge on Sunday. It'll be in the middle part of the Atlantic in 10 days. 10 days from now, 9:09. It'll still not even be near the islands, if it's going to reach the islands, if it's even going to develop. The models are all over the place. Kelsey, yeah, I was going to show you that actually. I'll show you where to look at it, the rainfall map. Oh, there you go, Teresa. I'll take it. I love it. We'll play. There's never a bad time to play Jimmy Buffett. What's models working best this year, William? So far, you always got to go with the Euro. GFS individual run. GFS ensembles have been really good this year, but the GFS operational run has not. Even the Euro operational hasn't been very good at the beginning. I'll tell you, the Google operational run, once we have an established system, the Google model has been really good. It did very well with Aaron. But you can't go wrong with the UK has done really good this year. The UK done really good. UK did good last year too. Early on, the Euro was pretty bad with Aaron. It had Aaron hitting the Yucatan. It had Aaron going into golf. GFS had Aaron hitting Florida, had it going into golf. So they were both wrong. They didn't predict the frontal line lingering like it did. And anytime you have a lingering frontal line, it opens up the door for these things to curve. If my dental hygienist is watching, I brushed for 1 minute the last 2 days. I got yelled at. There's nothing more demoralizing than being yelled at your dentist. I felt so small. Oh, that was rainfall. Oh, Kelsey, I'm sorry. Driving into Middle Tennessee down here. Well, I'd go down 75, honestly, if it was me. All right. So basically, we're watching a wave. It's showing that northwest motion. There are some showing a recurve, a curve. I don't know why I call it recurve. And some are keeping it west. Never say never in the tropics. We know that. I know a lot of Mets are saying this is not going to be a problem, but we don't know that. We said that with Florence. So most models are showing it curve at this point. So that's good. It's up 30% now. Again, it's not going to even be a thing until it exits on Sunday. And I'm going to show you all the latest models here in a second. So here's the blend of European ensembles. The blended models is good because it takes 51 different runs of the Euro and blends them together. So even though you might have one operational going straight north, the average of the ensembles are what we're looking at here. And basically, not a lot of support for this thing being organized, but the biggest thing is the timing. I always think is important at this point. So 10 days from now, the first blob is kind of where our wave is that we're looking at now, where it'll be in 10 days. That's a good assessment right there. And there's probably going to be a wave coming off behind it. There always is. But the first wave is this the yellow one right here. Timing would be nearing the islands if it goes that far south. So that'll give you an idea. We're talking about something over 10 days away. So no worries yet. Here's your 10-day ensembles that are kind of showing you two things. Okay? Euro on the top, GFS on the bottom. Euro showing if it organized. See, and you always look at the pressure. Everybody's always worried about these little gray lines over Florida. But if you look up here, these pressure readings, that's areas that are 1,005 or 1,010 or above, which is not tropical. It's just a low pressure. These show tropical low pressure areas basically. So This low pressure I keep talking about might have a chance once it gets on the Atlantic side, but all these little gray lines are just that lingering front. Blue is potentially organized, 980 to 999 pressure, and if we get an organized system, the likelihood is it's going to turn to the northwest. That's what they've done all year. And we've already saw another front coming next week, right? So we keep getting fronts. It's almost impossible for one of these things to go very far west. Bottom line. So all we do is keep looking at patterns. Cold fronts 10 days from now. The euro does have these light gray lines. If it stays weaker, then there could be a chance of something to pop in later, like middle month. This is 10 days from now. So the Caribbean, I mean, none of them are going to the Caribbean. We have a lot of people watching us in the Caribbean. None of these are showing the Caribbean. So usually when these go to the north like this, we've only had 2 in September that have made it from here to there. That was Irma and Florence. Unless they stay weak and have a chance to get going here. I'm talking about a formed system. A formed system has more of a natural tendency to want to curve off to the northwest, northeast. Coriolis effect. Say that 10 times fast. All right, let's look at the individual models here on tropicaltidbits.com. What we're looking at here is pressure. 2 things I want to point out. 2 different runs yesterday, today and yesterday. All right, this is what's frustrating about trying to track anything that hasn't even hit water yet. All right, so here's Sunday right there. There's our little spot. What we're looking at is that's more the intertropical convergence zone, but it's actually a low pressure area. Should be some convection on Sunday plopping off of Africa, south of the islands. Look at the latest 0-0-Z run. Watch this little spot we're watching right here. That little guy. It's going to go roop. Yesterday's run went roop, but it was almost non-existent. A weaker wave. So nothing at all settled. Now here's what the latest 0-0-Z. Look at it. Goes straight north and wraps it around the high pressure somewhere here Friday, September 11th, with a new wave coming, maybe another wave there. But that's the only one we're worried about right now. So now we're going to rewind to yesterday's 12Z run. There's our little spot plopping off Africa on Sunday. Watch it. And here it is as a weak wave, Tuesday, September 9th. And what yesterday was showing was a stronger ridge, they call it, a stronger high, and it kind of went like that, but it never organized it. It kept it a wave that was weak. So, very little confidence of anything right now with this stuff out here. The Euro AI, which hasn't had a great year, there it is, Sunday, and it keeps it kind of weak, dissolves it. There's going to be a lot of wind shear. We're going to have a lot of wind shear up here. So if it does go to the north, there's probably hostile conditions. But anyway, if you're living in the islands, Euro AI is saying sometime around the 10th, possibly it could be close, 9th and 10th, right there, little spot behind it, trying to get going. But nothing. What I'm showing you here is nothing. If you don't know what you're looking at, you're not looking at anything. None of this is showing any sort of thing to be placing bets out in Vegas on. That's for sure. Yesterday's Euro AI, down in the islands, is a little spinner. September the 8th, September 9th, right here. And it kind of keeps it going through the Caribbean. So, And this is where we start to look here later in September, these little spots in the Gulf and stuff. See, one of these fronts is lingering right here. This to me is where we look more in September for anything trying to get going. So, whatever. I mean, that's nothing. We got nothing to talk about. Here is Canadian nothing. Spooky quiet. It's spooky. Everybody's texting me, what the heck's going on in the tropics? I'm like, nothing. I don't know what to tell you. We got nothing cooking. Let's look at the UK. Then we'll look at some ensembles. We got the Google ensembles to be kind of neat to look at. They're new on Weather Nerds. You can take a look at those. Until we have something we solid, there's no point in making anything up. All right, here's the UK. It's showing maybe that little low off the north. But come on, if we get something out of this frontal line, it's not breaking news. It's going to go off harmlessly to the northeast. Here's the second little low pressure, and just kind of, notice this gap here. And eventually it would go around that gap. So, hey, that's it. Look at the latest KMA. There's a little low, lingering low next week. Now, KMA, kind of showing you the Florence idea. I mean, there's a gap, yeah, but there's also a high. And it's done a really good job over the years, too. But remember I was saying yesterday the euro was somewhere around here, and it had the high building back up. So, I mean, the only thing we would watch is if this high got big, but nobody knows that. This year it's stayed weak, and with these fronts coming down, it's just hard to imagine. So there you go. Not going to say any more than that. Here's the long range ensembles. The euro, let's go 15 days. A couple outliers, a couple things here and there, but nothing stands out. Look at all these going north. Latest Euro AI ensembles, they have not done good this year. 15-day, a couple of them tracking a little bit more to the west. They had a west bias for Aaron too, so take them for a grain of salt. A couple little things popping here, maybe in the Gulf. That's more believable than anything. The GFS ensembles for 15 days. Look at the 00Z. A lot of recurves. See that? A couple little spots down in here. Couple, not a lot. So that's that. I mean, let's take a look at the euro and see if it's showing anything down there. Down in the Gulf in 15 days. Yeah, there's a couple down there. So that could be the sneaky little area, leftover frontal line. Try and get going maybe 10 days or so. And there's still a couple outliers. See that? So it'd just be irresponsible to make up anything right now as a place to watch that's not even there yet. So here's the 10th. If we did have a couple sneaky go west, timing would be the 10th. This would be the 12th, the 11th, basically. 11th and 12th. 11th and 12th right there. So if that wave that's not even there yet makes it all the way to the west, we would be looking around September 11th and 12th, possibly. But again, the Caribbean, very few of them are even suggesting the Caribbean. And the Gulf, like I said, there could be a couple little sneaky little things down in there from a leftover front. Very few. But once we start getting a little more confidence, then maybe we'll talk about it more. But right now, there's nothing. Tropical cycle, her blend of models showing very weak signature. A lot of this is just that leftover front. But really not getting any blend whatsoever in the Gulf. So I'm not even going to talk about that. So how about that? So frontal lines can turn to hurricanes. Yes, Julianne. It takes a lot of time. But they can. They take a lot of time. If you look like surface charts here, they do show a low right here. Let's say this would be next Thursday. But with another front coming, there's going to be a lot of wind shear, and the conditions won't be all that favorable. But we can still get some New England effects for sure next week. If you go take a look here at precipitation forecast, this front line is going to wrap around possibly bring some juice northward. See that? This would be a week from today, September the 4th. It's not an organized low, but eventually this front lifts up and gets on out of here. So that could be next Wednesday. Let's see. Here's Thursday. So Carolinas, it's the same as it's been now the last few days. And then a tight or broad low, not a tight low, broad low. GFS isn't really showing that except the same idea. There's next Thursday before it gets push out of here. So kind of like a nor'easter setup. Icon will show it. It always shows stuff like this really good. As watch it does it now. Yeah, see? A little low. This is next Thursday. Another front's coming in to merge with it. There you go. Weather in a nutshell. That is weather and peanuts on the hat. We are at a peak right now, Jane. Yep, it's around September 10th-ish. I think it's the official date now, I read. Yep, peak season. Not even halfway yet. I talked a lot all week about why I think we're going to have a busy end of the year. I'm not going to do much today. Got a lot going on. Morning, Curtis from KSC. Morning, Keither. Morning, Mr. Sherman. How's it going, buddy? Wildfires out west. East Coast looks safe right now. Yep. September's always bad, Lane. Yep. And October. Jane, excuse me, not Lane. I was thinking my buddy Lane. Pittman. Okay, what else? Anything else I missed? Fort Myers. Perdido Key. What's up, Tim? Morning, David Berryhill. A little rain coming your way midweek next week, David. Raymond from Barbados. What's up? I'll make it out there one day. What's it like being a little island? The first island before the Atlantic. That's got to be weird. Right there. Look at that. There's Barbados. This little spot right there. First island before the huge Atlantic Ocean. Citrus County, what's up? That's right. Comes in like a lamb. Thanks, Gus. Well, it is a holiday weekend, so enjoy it. It could be the last official. Some people consider it the last weekend of summer. If you're in Michigan, you already had your summer. What week was it? Because it was 31 this morning in Michigan. Tampa looks wet, Tanner. We just got this front, man, and it's going to back up this week. You know, it's not going to rain all the time. It's just, I mean, you know, I like Daytona, for example. Daytona forecast was 90% chance of rain. It rained for an hour, and then it was done. It ain't all day rain. It's just rain chances. You just have to plan your day around the rain, and it's not going to be a washout. It's just going to be periods of more rain. There's more moisture in the air. And when you have more moisture in the air, you just have more random storms. And like we saw yesterday, they could be quite poppy. Here's today. Notice the flow. Storms are popping here this afternoon and going eastward. Now we could see some big stuff. But yesterday we saw a tornado warning. You know, HRR saying, well, you know, this evening we could have a big something down here. We could have something here. We got, you know, it just that could be a little to the north. The idea is that flow and then a little break overnight. See that first push is out of here, and then we get into tomorrow morning, and we have another flow coming. Ooh, look at this. This is tomorrow evening. More off to Gulf tomorrow. That's why your rain chances are higher tomorrow. Look at that. This is tomorrow afternoon. Look at that flow. This doesn't go to Sunday, but you can start to see Sunday brewing here, Sunday morning. Anytime, any place. Radar is your friend. WeatherWise. Download WeatherWise. It's amazing. Free weather radar. And tons of toys to play with. Curtis, good question. Outliers. I don't understand why we have outliers except they type in different variables, and it's probably the most extreme variable. High pressure builds in. Maybe out of 51 members, 25 might say that high pressure is going to be weak. Another 10 might say it's going to be very weak, and then there's might be 5 that say it's going to be strong. Those strong ones might push the storm farther to the west. I'm telling you, they were showing Katrina early tracks how it was supposed to hit way to the east, right? And now, granted, that was 05, but I mean, I shared Irma a couple of weeks ago how those tracks were the majority were wrong, but the outliers were right. Most recently, Ian, the outliers for Ian were more the fact that you should have took the GFS out of the cone, but so the outliers are very important. Outliers spot trends, and when we have more outliers than the previous run outliers, that means that weather pattern is starting to look more realistic. And I remember with track in Florence, it was supposed to be a fish storm, and then high pressure built back in and pushed them a little farther to the west, and then it went to the north, and then high pressure came back in, and it pushed a little farther or to the east or west. I got it right. And Sandy was another one that some of the early tracks had it out to sea, and then all of a sudden we had high pressure coming in from Canada, and then those started dominating the models, and we saw a trend developing. And you understand the weather pattern that was coming because of that trend. This year the trends have been these cold fronts, so I don't know. I just don't know if any of these waves are going to make it. Now, everything starts as a wave in the Western Atlantic and even in the Gulf. Okay, so this wave we're watching, if it never organizes out there, then it's going to stay a weak west wave, and that could be something to watch in the 60 degrees westward. Weaker systems get pushed along by the lower level winds. And currently, excuse my yawn. Let's look at 500 actually. Here's your 500 millibar winds, just kind of give you an idea. But most of your winds are not going to the north, and just kind of tracking to the this general direction. So if it's a weaker system, then they typically travel along the intertropics conversion zone, which is right here on surface analysis number 2. Your monsoonal trough right here. This is usually weaker waves follow this line, and so it goes all the way to the Pacific. But we could have the fronts. You've heard a bazillion times. Fronts can sometimes spark tropics and old fronts. I wonder if let's look at some individual model runs here on the southeast. Yeah, so here's the operational run on the GFS. This is not really organized, but it's telling you the idea is there. You can tell by the circulation here on the wind barbs. We got some sort of low pressure September 10th. And it kind of tries to organize a little bit. And this is leftover frontal line. So yeah, I mean that's just, these are areas that you just kind of watch. There's a weak low showing on the Euro here, September 8th. Here's September 8th on the Euro AI. See the old front line? Doesn't give it much time, but that idea is definitely believable. Long way away though. 10 days, holy cow. Canadian, wow, look at this. Canadian 10 days from now. Week low. But, you know, hey, interesting. Somewhere I want to keep my eye on now, honestly. GFS 10 days from now on the OOZ. Really, oh, there's a little spinner there, the 12th. Tropics take a lot of time to develop, though. These would not have a lot of time, but that's interesting. Here, let's look at the last few AI. There's the 00Z, tail end of a front. Okay, well, if you had 3 eyes, keep your third eye on it. It's a third eye forecast. I got to take Farnan off. I think the last advisory was long ago. Are they still doing advisories on it? Thursday, yeah, that was it. So I got to fix that. Anyway, hey, it was fun. Appreciate you watching. Thanks, John. I don't know if NOAA does any more adjustments. Colorado State does weekly or 2-week adjustments. It's Colorado State. But hey, it's not even peak season yet, so it can happen. All right. Hey, Mr. Commissioner. Thank you, buddy. Oh, I got a key to the city. Well, that's too kind. Maybe one day we'll bump into each other. So anyway, we just spent an hour saying there's nothing to worry about except rain. Lingering Labor Day rains. It was Labor Day weekend. I was 51, heading to a beer release party, ready for some fun. All right, well, have a good one. Hey, by the way, I got my Lodging Solutions hat on today because I didn't comb my hair. We'll end it by saying hello to my buddies here. They out of Houston. Well, we have a big depot here in Perry, Florida. If you're ever driving up US 19, right before you get into Perry, oh, my internet's gotten really slow all of a sudden. Right before you get into Perry, they have about 1,000 of their sleeper trucks there. These Lodging Solutions provide housing for linemen and anybody in the emergency response field, and they feed 10,000 people a night. They put together a tent city overnight for 10,000 plus people, and they provide power and restrooms and food. And this is where all power companies call and say, hey, we need 1,000 beds tomorrow. And overnight, Lodging Solutions puts up their little base camps, and they've been big supporters of ours for a lot of years. We bumped into them a lot over the years with a lot of hurricanes. And they don't just do hurricanes, they do fires and all kinds of stuff you wouldn't even think about. So anyway, if you guys are watching, thanks for all you do. Everybody else have a great holiday weekend. We'll be live Monday. Why not? And then if we're not, I'll let you know. And I hope to see you tonight at the beer release party at Tampa Bay Brewing Company here, 5 to 7, and hopefully see you at the largest Florida home show over at the fairgrounds tomorrow and Sunday. All right, so that's it. See ya.